the saddle again. Out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly I'm dressing up in style, for in a little while I'm gonna ride into town. And every cowboy pal I know will lift his heel and toe when payday rolls around. And so I'm feeling fine because there's lots of time until we're all homeward bound. To work and slave with cattle, sweat and swear and battle until payday rolls around.
What does the cowboy do when all of his work is through? Just what I'm gonna do now. With money to spend and jingle off into town to mingle with all my friends I allow.
I'm dressing up in style, for in a little while I'm gonna ride into town. And every cowboy pal I know will lift his heel and toe when payday rolls around. And so I'm feeling fine because there's lots of time until we're all homeward bound. To work and slave with cattle, sweat and swear and battle until payday rolls around. Well, howdy there, friends and neighbors, and welcome once more to Melody Ranch. Sometimes to every lonely one, sometimes someone comes along. Somewhere there is an only one singing love's old song. The gray skies above you will change to fairest blue. Sometimes someone will whisper, I love you. Thank you very, very much there, friends. Thank you. Say, Patrick.
Yeah, Mr. Autry, what's on your mind?
Well, I was just going to tell you. I saw a guy today who said that he knew you.
Oh, he knows me? Well.
Can't think of his name, though.
Oh, you can't think. Was his name Schwartz?
No.
Buchanan?
No.
Wasn't Carstairs Bridle Snapper, was it?
No.
Was it Aaron McAaron?
No.
Was it Brown?
No, it wasn't Brown.
Was it Brown?
I just told you it wasn't Brown.
Well, I know two Browns. I thought maybe it was the other one.
And it wasn't Jackson, either.
Well,
Now, look. Suppose we just forget it, huh? Besides, I want to talk to you about a couple of jobs I got for you tomorrow.
Oh. Was it Smith?
No, it wasn't Smith. And stop changing the subject. Now, listen. First, as soon as you get up in the morning, I want you to throw some hay to the horses. Put the cows out on the pasture. Clean the harness.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, cut some wood for the kitchen. Unload those supplies that we got in town yesterday.
Yeah.
And then you know what?
What?
Bingo. It's ready for breakfast.
I had quite a night of it there, didn't I?
Never mind about the cracks. Now, after breakfast, I want you to go and mend that fence over in the back pasture, brand that new bunch of calves we just got in, clean out the barn,
Yeah, but...
cut some wood for the kitchen again,
Yeah, but...
take the tractor over and plow that new 30-acre strip,
Yeah.
and then you know what?
What?
Bingo, you're ready for lunch.
I'm not rushing them in the kitchen, am I?
Never mind the Russian. Now then, here comes the good part.
Oh, there's a good part to it, huh?
Yes. When night comes, you can ride into town and visit that little waitress that you've been going out with lately.
You mean Sunel Coonrod?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
Just think. You can set out on the swing on her back porch.
Uh-huh.
She'll put her little old head over on your shoulder.
Oh.
And you'll put your little old arm around her.
Yeah.
And then you know what?
Yeah, Zingo, I'm ready for breakfast again.
I'm a fool to care. I know I should laugh and call it a day. But I know I would cry if you went away. I'm a fool to care when you don't care for me. Why should I pretend I'll lose in the end? I'm a fool to care. Thank you very, very much, folks. I'm glad you liked it. Well, sir, here it is, story time once more on Melody Ranch. So what do you say that you all sit back and relax while I tell you the story of Buck versus Kate? A story that all began one summer quite a long time back, long before I ever owned Melody Ranch. At any rate, Johnny Bond and I were getting awful close to broke one day when we read an ad in the Help Wanted column of one of the stock journals saying that a fellow by the name of Buck Dean needed a couple of experienced hands. So without further ado, we rode out to the B-Bar D spread, saw Buck Dean, and got the job.
Okay, you two. It's all clear then. Your only job is to ride my east boundary line from one end to the other. Cover it like a blanket. And I mean cover it. I'm settling an old score with that dame that runs that ranch next to mine, named Kate Hawkins.
Oh? Anything serious?
Plenty, son, plenty. 3 months ago, she had her place surveyed. The survey showed that my barn was setting 21 inches over on her property. 21 inches, mind you. So you know what that old she-cat did? She went to the law and made me move my whole barn over that measly 21 inches. Cost me darn near $400.
Ooh-wee.
Now, you can say that again, but now... now I've got it right where I want it. You see, the only water in this section is in Crazy Creek. And Crazy Creek is on my property.
Sounds to me like you got Miss Hawkins, or whatever her name is, right over the well-known barrel.
You darn right I have, son. But she started the whole thing by making me move my barn. And you know why?
No, why?
Because she's mean and ornery, that's why.
Oh.
And what's more, right now she's building a new feed house jam up again the same barn she made me move.
Oh?
And there's where I've got her again.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Dean?
That I wouldn't tell my closest relative, son, even if I thought he dropped dead the second I told him.
Well, it looked as if a real battle was on between Buck Dean and Kate Hawkins. And even though Buck made it sound like Kate was a holy terror, I had a hunch there might be another side of the story. And there was. Matter of fact, it was the next day about noon, I guess. I'd gotten down off a champ and was on my stomach just getting a drink out of Crazy Creek when all of a sudden I saw a reflection in the water. A reflection that talked.
How do you know that water ain't full of rat poison, cowboy?
Huh? Well, I don't, ma'am. But if it is, I'd like to know it now so I can make peace with myself.
One of them new hands that old reprobate hired?
What old reprobate?
Oh, you know what old reprobate I'm talking about. Well, why don't you take a shot at me? I'm standing on your side of the boundary line.
What for? You're not hurting anything. Leastwise, you're not taking any water.
And if I was taking your water, what then?
Well, ma'am, I'll tell you. You being a woman, I don't guess there's anything I could do.
Well, look, cowboy, don't ever let my being a woman stand in your way, because I can whip any man in these parts. And you ain't no exception.
You know, you can just bet your last dollar that I'm not going to give you a chance to prove it.
Well, good.
Say, by the way, what's all this trouble between you and Buck Dean about, anyway?
Now, don't tell me he ain't told you.
He told me his side of it. Matter of fact, he claims that you started the whole thing by making him move his barn over 21 inches.
Oh, he did, eh? Well, for your information, it dates back a lot further than that.
Oh?
Sure. As far as that barn moving episode is concerned, I gotta admit I did it for spite, but believe me, I had my spider coming.
You know, Miss Hawkins, I was just thinking.
What?
How far is your water tank from this creek at the nearest point?
Oh, about 300 yards, I'd say, and why?
Well, just this. It'd be mighty easy to lay 300 yards of pipe from the creek to your tank, wouldn't it?
What? Are you out of your mind? Not with men riding up and down this creek day and night watching every move I make, it wouldn't.
Well, that's just the point, Miss Hawkins. I ride the day shift. And I might accidentally, of course, make it convenient not to see what happens.
Oh. You know, cowboy, you got a real smart head on them big shoulders. Anytime I can do anything for you, just let me know.
Will you shake on that?
I'll put her there.
And so the next day, Kate Hawkins had her men start laying a pipeline through a wheat field that led from Crazy Creek to her water tank. It was a simple job, and in no time at all, her tank was filled to overflowing, with Buck Dean none the wiser. At any rate, after that, things went along right peaceful, like for the next couple of weeks. But then one day, the old man sent for me.
Gene, this is going to be my big day with Kate Hawkins.
Oh, is that so? I thought you two had settled down to a slow walk.
Huh? Not by a long shot. You remember me telling you that she made me move my barn over 21 inches after she had that survey made?
Yeah?
And you know that new concrete feed house she just finished building yesterday jam up against my barn?
Yeah?
Well, I'm going to make her tear down the whole shebang and move it back off in my property.
But I thought that...
I know what you thought, and Kate Hawkins thought the same thing. When I had to move my barn, I moved it over 36 inches instead of 21 inches. And now she's got a new concrete feed house resting exactly 15 inches over on my property. Yes, sir, son, this is the night I've been waiting a long, good evening, Miss Hawkins. I wonder if I might trouble you to discuss a little business.
Why, certainly, Mr. Dean. Now, won't you come in?
Oh, thank you. And by the way, this is Mr. Autry, one of my hands, Miss Hawkins.
How do you do, ma'am?
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Autry. Any friend of Mr. Dean's is a friend of mine.
Yes. I take it your business has been good, Miss Hawkins.
Oh, never better, Mr. Dean. Oh, by the way, before we get down to whatever discussion you have in mind, would either of you gentlemen care for a piece of fresh home-baked apple pie?
Not for me, thank you, Miss Hawkins. You see, this is purely business call. However, after we've discussed business...
Very well. And now, Mr. Dean, what, if I may ask, is the nature of your call?
Well, to begin with, Miss Hawkins, I'm sure you haven't forgotten the, shall we say, unfortunate incident when your survey forced me to move my barn over 21 inches off your property.
Oh, yes, that was unfortunate, wasn't it? But now that it's all over...
But that's why I called. You see, Mrs. Hawkins, it isn't all over.
I don't believe I understand, Mr. Dean.
Well, Miss Hawkins, in my clever way, I hit upon an idea while moving my barn to move it over 36 inches instead of 21 inches. So now, for your information, your new concrete feed house happens to be resting approximately 2 feet over on my property.
Oh? Well, now, that is unfortunate, isn't it? That is, except for one small thing.
Eh? What small thing you talking about?
Well, this, Mr. Dean, this report.
Report? What report?
The report of the survey. You see, it actually showed that your barn was originally 4 feet over on my property.
What did you say?
That's right, Mr. Dean. You see, when I told you your barn was only 21 inches over, I allowed for your trickery. So for your official information, your blasted barn is still on my property.
But I tell you,
That's what it is, Mr. Dean.
Now, look here, Kate Hawkins, you I'll get him with you.
You better take him home before he explodes, Mr.
I think you're right, Miss Hawkins. We'll see you later.
Right, Dean. And good night, Mr. Dean.
Nice night, Buck. Too bad it wasn't yours.
It was just like having somebody stick a knife in my back. Having her get the upper hand like that.
I know that, Buck. I know that. But don't forget you came over to make her feel the same way you feel now.
I know, Gene, but darn it, she's a woman.
Yeah, I know that. And there's where you made your first mistake. Believe me, Buck, you're wasting your time to put anything over on one of them.
You mean that
I mean that you're licked thoroughly and completely. So look, now, why don't you go back in there and patch the whole thing up? Once and for all.
What? Me make up with that old she-cat? Not on your
Okay,
life.
all right. You're the boss. But don't forget, if you set out to cause any more trouble, she can make you move your barn. And that's liable to be mighty foolish and expensive.
But, Gene, what'll I say to her?
You don't have to say anything. Just ask her if she's willing to let bygones be bygones.
Well...
All right, come on. Swallow that silly pride.
Oh, all right. You win. But if it don't work, Gene Autry, you're fired.
Well, I'll take that chance. Now, come on.
Well, howdy, boys. Are you back so soon?
Why, yes. Buck has something he'd like to say to you, Miss Hawkins.
Oh?
Go ahead, Buck.
Kate, I was just thinking. You need water since Crazy Creek is on my property.
Yes, Buck.
Well, I'll see to it that you get all the water you want, but please, Kate, don't make me move my barn again.
Well, Miss Hawkins, what do you say?
Okay, Buck. You got yourself a deal.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, yes. There's one other thing. If the offer's still open, I think I'd like a piece of that apple pie now.
Now, friends, suppose we take a musical trail right up to the most beautiful country that this whole west of ours knows. Country where the mountains touch the clouds and the clouds touch heaven. Matter of fact, there's a mighty pretty song included in our all-expense tour that tells all about the sights along the way. It goes like this. Set me right on a trail in the hills of the coyotes wail in the gloaming, for it's there that my heart's at home. In the night, let me rest with the blue sky from my ceiling till the wind's lullaby comes a-stealing from the hills where my heart's at home. Wake with the song,
Wake with the song,
wake with the sun,
wake with the sun. Saddle to men, cattle to tend, daddy-dooby-da.
let me live on the range where a man has room to roam in and to dream of his love in the gloaming, in the hills of old Wyoming, in the hills of old Wyoming. Well, good friends, that seems to be the last rung on the old ladder for this Melody Ranch party. But we've got another swell get-together lined up for you at this same time and over these same stations, so try and join us then, won't you? Meantime, this is Gene Autry asking you to keep thinking of us until we're back in the saddle